how do we really grow, learn, contribute, connect to something, well, bigger than just ourselves? And what if there's this sort of timeless roadmap for exactly that, for growth, for purpose? Hidden, maybe, but right there. Welcome to the Deep Dive. We love taking fascinating ideas and really making them clear. Today, we're exploring some really profound insights from Dr. Roy E. Richmond's work, specifically his deep dive into spiritual gifts and ministry gifts. And we're drawing from two incredibly rich passages, Ephesians chapter 4, verses 9 to 15, and also 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 4 through 13. Now, just to be clear, our mission here isn't about traditional religious doctrine, not at all. We're looking at these texts, allegorically, trying to uncover timeless truths about awareness, about our unique roles, and, well, the unity behind everything. Think of it like a shortcut to understanding your potential, for maturity, for contributing harmoniously. Let's unpack this. Okay, so let's start with Ephesians 4, verses 9 and 10. It talks about this mysterious journey.
Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth? He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all heavens, that he might fill all things. Now that sounds very literal, doesn't it? Descending, ascending. But knowing Dr. Roy's approach, what's the deeper allegorical meaning he finds here?
Yeah, that's a great place to start. And Dr. Roy's insight is pretty immediate and clarifying. He says this language, descending, ascending. It's not literal. It's not a physical trip.
Not a physical trip, okay.
Exactly. It's profoundly allegorical. It represents a journey of, well, of awareness.
Awareness. Wow.
So when it says descended first into the lower parts of the earth, that's not about, digging underground.
Right.
It symbolizes what he calls carnal awareness.
Carnal awareness.
Yeah, basically living primarily out of appearances, being caught up in material things, maybe operating from a mistaken identity of who you truly are, focusing on the surface.
Okay, so that's the descent. What about the ascent?
Well, following that logic, the ascending isn't a physical climb into the sky either. It's the lifting of that same awareness into what he calls divine realization.
Divine realization meaning?
Meaning coming to know your union with the source, with that ultimate creative principle, father source, whatever term resonates. But here's the really fascinating part Dr. Roy emphasizes. There's no actual separation between the descent and the ascent. It's not like two different states you jump between.
Ah, interesting.
It's the same fundamental life, the same logos life, that universal intelligence, the same I exist that's within all of us, always. Our experience of descent into feeling limited or separate, that's temporary. It's like an illusionary phase.
But our true self doesn't actually go anywhere.
Exactly. Our true essence never leaves its place in spirit. So ascension isn't about getting something new or going somewhere else. It's simply awakening. Awakening to the divine fullness that was always your true nature, filling every part of your being.
Wow, that really reframes things. So challenges, limitations, they aren't failures.
Not at all. They're part of this journey of awareness, of awakening.
It makes you think, have you ever felt that deeper I exist, that core self, even when things felt, confusing or limited on the outside?
It suggests something constant is always there beneath the surface fluctuation.
Okay, so after exploring that inner journey of awareness, the text shifts a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To how this awakened self expresses itself. Ephesians 4, verses 11 and 12, introduced the famous fivefold gifts. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers. It goes on, for the perfecting of the saints, for the edifying of the body of Christ.
Now, for a lot of people, these sound like job titles, right? Specific roles, maybe even a hierarchy.
Correctly, precisely. That's the common interpretation. But Dr. Roy offers a really transformative view here.
How so?
He clarifies these are not rigid offices or fixed titles people hold. Not at all.
Okay.
They are diverse functions of spirit that naturally flow through people who are awakening.
Functions, not offices. Tell me more about that. What do these functions look like allegorically?
Sure. So an apostle, for instance, isn't just someone sent out historically. Allegorically, it pictures someone who carries divine awareness into new territory.
Like a pioneer of consciousness. Kind of, yeah. A visionary extending understanding. Then a prophet symbolizes clear perception of that inner divine voice, someone who can articulate deeper truths.
Not just predicting the future, then.
No, more about perceiving and speaking truth clearly. An evangelist brings the good news, but Dr. Roy says it's the glad tidings of oneness, not fear. Inspiring harmony.
Makes sense. And pastors.
The pastor function expresses that nurturing, guiding care of spirit. like a wise mentor fostering growth.
And teachers.
The teacher unveils understanding through logos explanation, making complex spiritual truths clear, accessible. And the crucial point Dr. Roy makes is about their purpose.
Which isn't hierarchy.
Exactly. It's not about authority or status. The real purpose is the unveiling of maturity. It's about helping everyone's awareness awaken to the perfection already within them.
Edification. Building up awareness.
Yes, the ministry of divine edification. Building up that logos awareness in all, so the whole collective, the body of Christ, which means the collective logos life in humanity functions harmoniously.
Like different instruments in an orchestra, all needed.
Perfectly put, each function contributing uniquely.
So if these are functions, not titles, it really changes how you might see yourself, doesn't it? How might you, listening right now, be expressing one of these gifts in your own life, maybe without even realizing it? Contributing to harmony without a title. Okay, let's follow this path to maturity. Ephesians 4:13 talks about the goal. Till we all come in the unity of the faith, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. That sounds huge, almost unattainable.
It does sound profound, absolutely. And again, Dr. Roy unpacks these terms allegorically.
So, unity of the faith, not agreeing on doctrines.
No, not about creeds. It's about awakened faith awareness, that deep inner knowing that we're all interconnected, all expressions of the one source.
And knowledge of the Son of God.
Not intellectual knowledge about Jesus. It's an experiential knowing of ourselves as consecrated messengers.
Consecrated messengers, meaning?
Meaning living channels, direct expressions of the divine nature, embodying its truth.
Okay, yeah, perfect man.
Allegorical for mature awareness. A state of wholeness, completeness where nothing feels lacking.
And the stature of the fullness of Christ.
That's the measure of the logos, that divine principle fully realized within us. Dr. Roy calls it tabernacles awareness.
Tabernacles awareness.
Yeah, the deep indwelling realization that spirit isn't just out there, but fills all aspects of our being, like living within a sacred space.
That leads into verses 14 and 15, right? About not being children anymore.
Exactly. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
What does children picture here?
It pictures immature awareness, an awareness easily swayed by external voices, societal pressures, fear-based teachings. You know the kind.
The winds of doctrine.
Right, those shifting outer teachings that can really destabilize you if you aren't rooted in your own inner knowing, your divine awareness.
So the antidote is?
Speaking the truth in love, which Dr. Roy says is the unconcealed word of logos, spoken with spirit's pure intent, not for control.
And grow up into him.
Not growing into one person, but into the full awareness of our union with spirit, with Christ as the symbol for that governing divine consciousness. It's about awakening to function from the divine mind, not just reacting to the outside world.
That's a really powerful distinction. It prompts a question, doesn't it, for you listening? Where might you still be acting like a child in this sense? Tossed by external winds, maybe fear or opinions?
We all have those areas, I think.
Definitely. And how could cultivating this mature, grounded awareness offer more stability, more authentic expression?
It's about finding that inner anchor.
Okay, let's switch gears now, but stay with this theme. Let's look at 1 Corinthians chapter 12, starting verses 4 to 6. It says, "Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which works all in all." The key words jump right out. Diversity and same. It's a beautiful paradox. How does Dr. Roy help us understand this?
He really does. This passage beautifully reveals the inherent diversity of spiritual functions within humanity. It embraces the differences.
So gifts, administrations, operations. What do those mean here?
Dr. Roy explains gifts as the various movements of spirit within us, different ways that one divine energy expresses itself.
Okay.
Administrations are like the unique channels, the specific ways spirit flows through each individual person or situation.
Our unique wiring, maybe?
Sort of, yes. And operations are the outward results, the manifestations of spirit that we see through awareness and action.
But underneath all that diversity.
A source is absolutely one. The same spirit, the same breath of life, the same God working as the same life in all. This unveils that great truth. Diversity doesn't divide us. It actually harmonizes us within the oneness of spirit.
The symphony analogy again. Different instruments, one piece of music.
Exactly that. Our differences contribute to the richness of the whole.
Think about that in any group you're part of. Family, work, community. If you really understood that diverse contributions come from one source, How might that change how you see differences? Enhance that sense of shared purpose?
It fosters appreciation, not comparison.
Let's go deeper into 1 Corinthians 12, verses 7 to 10 now. This is where Paul lists specific manifestations. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. And then the list: wisdom, knowledge, faith, healing, miracles or indications, prophecy, discerning of spirits, tongues, interpretation. Now, these often sound very, well, supernatural, like special powers for a select few.
That's a common misconception, yes. But Dr. Roy brings a really grounding perspective.
Which is?
He states clearly these are not supernatural powers in the way we usually think of them. They are natural movements of spirit expressing itself through awakened awareness.
Natural movements. Okay, break that down. What are these symbols for?
He sees them as symbolic of the many ways Logos awareness naturally manifests. So wisdom isn't just being smart, it's perceiving the deep workings of spirit.
Seeing the bigger picture.
Right. Knowledge is knowing beyond just the senses, that intuitive grasp. Faith is living from that core assurance of oneness, trusting that connection.
And healing.
Profoundly, it's about the restoration of awareness to divine wholeness, bringing your whole being back into alignment with your spiritual blueprint, not just fixing a physical part.
What about miracles or indications?
He calls them indications, outward signs that show spirit's flow when a demand, a need, is placed, demonstrations of alignment.
Okay. Prophecy.
Declaring Logos divine truth as it's revealed inwardly. Speaking from that inner knowing, not fortune-telling.
Discerning of spirits.
That's distinguishing spirit's true inner voice from all the other noise. Ego, fear, conditioning, knowing what's authentic.
And tongues and interpretation. Those seem particularly mysterious.
Allegorically, he sees tongues as the unveiling of deep mysteries. Things may be hard to put into words initially. And interpretation is the ability to bring those deep insights into clarity to make them understandable and practical.
So these aren't spooky powers, but inherent capacities of our awakened nature.
Exactly. Natural extensions of realizing our connection to spirit.
It makes you wonder, which of these natural movements do you see in yourself or in others? Maybe without labeling them this way.
We probably experience them more often than we realize.
Right. It shifts the focus from the extraordinary few to the inherent divinity in the everyday. Okay, let's wrap up this section of 1 Corinthians with verses 11 to 13. But all these works that one and the selfsame Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will, for by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. This feels like a powerful conclusion on unity.
It really is, and the implications are huge for how we view ourselves and each other. Dr. Roy highlights that spirit is the one worker. There's no competition, no better or worse gifts.
No hierarchy.
None. The distribution, the way spirit expresses, severally as he will, isn't random. It arises from the unique nature of each person.
So our uniqueness is how spirit works.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Each of us is a unique channel. And the baptism into one body.
Not a water ritual here.
No. Dr. Roy interprets it as an immersion into the realization of Logos life, fully understanding and integrating that we're all part of this one divine reality.
And the result?
The result is that all those distinctions we make, Jew or Greek, bond or free, whatever labels we use, they dissolve. They dissolve in the fundamental truth that we all drink from one spirit, breathe one breath, live from one single divine source.
Our differences become secondary to that core unity.
Utterly secondary, transcended by it.
Imagine if we truly lived from that realization of oneness, how would that change things? Our connections, our empathy, our sense of collective purpose.
It would transform everything, wouldn't it? The potential for harmony is immense.
We've covered so much today, weaving together Ephesians and 1 Corinthians through Dr. Roy's allegorical lens. It's been fascinating. Can you give us that overarching summary? What's the core message tying these two passages together?
Absolutely. At their heart, both passages unveil the same essential truth. There is diversity of function, but absolute unity of essence.
Diversity and unity.
Exactly. Ephesians focuses on the journey of ascending awareness. It shows how awareness matures, growing humanity into its potential fullness, moving from fragmentation to wholeness.
The growing up part.
Right. And then 1 Corinthians shows how that one spirit manifests diversely through each unique person for the benefit, the edification of everyone.
The detailing the different expressions.
Yes, detailing those natural movements of spirit. So taken together, they point to the ultimate goal, maturity. Not just personal maturity, but collective awareness, growing into the full stature of Christ, the full realization of the Logos principle within. It's a vision of a state where every unique expression of spirit harmonizes perfectly, in love, in unity, building up the whole collective body in the deepest sense, recognizing the divine spark in everyone.
What a powerful synthesis. Thank you for walking us through that. And thank you for joining us on this deep dive today, exploring Dr. Roy E. Richmond's really insightful perspectives. As we've seen, this journey of awareness is fundamentally about recognizing that divine nature already within us, and then expressing it uniquely for the harmony of all. So here's a thought to leave you with today. If your true essence, as Dr. Roy suggests, never actually leaves its place in spirit, and if ascension is simply the awakening of what always was, what forgotten truth about your authentic self might you be ready to awaken to right now? What new perspective could you bring to understanding your own unique gifts and to seeing the fundamental unity that connects us all? That's something to reflect on. We encourage you to continue your own deep dive into living from that place awakened awareness.